Welcome back. Today we are out in the Hiawatha National Forest. We're going to do a quick overnight trip out here. We've got a lot of new gear over the winter time. We're going to do a little shakedown and see what works and what doesn't. So stay tuned. Today we're going to be exploring the Hiawatha National Forest. This is named after the Mohawk chief Hiawatha, who's best known for bringing together the 5 nations of Iroquois. The forest consists of nearly 900,000 acres, is divided into 2 subunits, and has been protected since 1909. I get a lot of questions about why I have the yellow light on the back. This is known as a chase light, and it helps to cut through dust for better visibility on the trails. Dispersed camping is allowed in the Hiawatha National Forest. They outline all of the rules specifically on their website, but it's pretty simple things, like don't block trails and leave everything better than you found it. So we've got camp mostly set up. Hannah, what are we doing for dinner?
We're having ramen noodles.
Perfect. We get to test out the jet boil, make sure everything works on that, right?
Yeah, exactly. Not exactly what we planned for, though.
Well, what'd we plan?
We planned for some burgers, but one of us forgot the ground beef. Yeah, Cece's mad about it too. One of us forgot the ground beef in the kitchen sink, so I guess we're not having burgers. All right, what do you think?
Not bad. It's the worst burger I've ever had, but in a pinch it works. Luckily, we were able to get the kids down early tonight. They were both super interested in the tent. My daughter kept climbing up the ladder and looking around. And once they were in bed, we were able to enjoy this fire all to ourselves. There's something so peaceful about being out in the middle of a ginormous national forest. Just the sounds of nature and a campfire. You don't have to worry about the hustle and bustle of everyday life and can just relax and have a great conversation around a campfire. This little fire pit is perfect for this. It folds up small and compact for easy transportation and is the perfect size to accept sticks from downed trees that you easily find anywhere in the woods. This is perfect to keep your fire contained, and if you want to pick one up, check out the Amazon link below. All right, Hannah, what are we doing for breakfast today?
We're doing breakfast sandwiches. So we got some venison sausage, red peppers, we're working on coffee, and then there's going to be some eggs that'll be coming along later.
Looks a lot more planned than yesterday.
Yeah.
Our campsite was very near a fish hatchery. The Sullivan Creek National Fish Hatchery was built in the early 1930s. It played a pivotal role in the Great Lakes Trout Restoration Program. Then in 1994, it was converted into a broodstock hatchery. This type of hatchery produces fertilized eggs that are then incubated and shipped to other hatcheries to be raised and then stocked. After 12 to 14 years at the hatchery, these fish are used to stock inland lakes and support the recreational fishing that is so vital in Michigan's upper and lower peninsula. Today, the hatchery grows lake trout, but due to the biosecurity concerns, tours are limited in the facility, and we weren't able to do one. Hannah's taking the kids for a walk, so I figured we'd do a quick walk through camp, check it out. Nothing hard to get to right off this fire road, but the whole point of this was to do a shakedown of the gear, not so much the truck. And that was pretty much the only trail out here that's somewhat open. You can see it pretty much dead ends right here into snow. We could have made it through, but not really worth trying it. It's a super nice spot right in the woods here. Super quiet and peaceful. You can hear the birds chirping this morning and everything. So it was nice to just get away, even just for a little bit. We'll go through some of the gear. I know you guys really like looking at that stuff. So this is the InnoStage fire pit. It's one of those smokeless fire pits. You can see the little diamonds there. It gets better airflow in there. Works really well with heater pellets like that would go in a wood stove. And especially like at home, I don't get any smoke out of it like that at all. And it's nice if you're in an area, you just bring a 50-pound bag of those and you don't have to worry about it. We were just pulling limbs off this dead tree here and throwing them in. Worked perfectly. Chairs, we're using the Sun Year. I don't remember the model. I'll see if I can find it and throw it in the Amazon link down below. These are meant for backpacking, so they fold up really small into that little case right there. But it's super nice, just a small chair for camp like this. We've got the pack and play for the kids, stick them in. That worked out well. Walk over this way. We've got the camping box. Definitely need to make some adjustments there. And we've got the aquatainer. This worked out really well. We just set it up on the tailgate there, dump water out. We don't need anything that's pressurized, especially for a quick trip like this. I think that's 7 gallons, and we haven't even used hardly any of it. Got the pop-up garbage can there, and it's holding its own weight. It's just nice to not have to hang a bag off the truck. Got another one of the chairs. This is the Devos Light Ranger Light. This extends 9 feet up and gives a decent amount of light just throughout all of camp here and everything to see where you're going and not have to walk with a headlamp everywhere. Coming over here, we've got the Blackstone. I believe this is the 22-inch model. Needs to be cleaned, but we cooked breakfast on this morning, did some breakfast sandwiches that were great. This was one of the big things I wanted to test. In the past, I'd used the regulator that came with it, and it was nothing but issues. So I finally broke down and bought this regulator from Blackstone. It just screws right in there to a 20-pound tank. The only nice thing about this is you can use a 1-pound cylinder with it, so we'll probably keep that around, but had issues with getting enough gas through it to make the flame. So this worked way better. And for this trip, we went with a small cooler. This is one I've had for a while. Just enough that we could throw some meat and cheese in there and things like that. We didn't need anything huge. So this worked out really well. I like the soft-sided. And we've got the tent up here. Now, this was something that we got last year, and this is the first trip where the whole family stayed in it. I've slept in it many nights by myself, but we haven't had everybody up there. So it's a decent size, especially when the kids get bigger. It's going to be too small, but hopefully by then we'll have something else. Something we weren't planning on testing was the rain fly. Woke up a couple times last night to some storms moving through. Nothing too bad, but definitely soaked everything in camp. And now you can see nice blue skies up there with the sun poking out. So we're just gonna leave this opened up, try to get it to air out a little bit. This tent is from ARB. I believe it's the Samson 2. I picked this up a smoking deal on Facebook Marketplace. Kind of a mess up here right now, but it's basically the equivalent of a queen size mattress. And we had plenty of room lengthwise, just side to side, but it worked out pretty well last night. And it also has an annex. We didn't put it up, but that would basically go right along this track here, and then all the way out here it zips, and then on the other side, and this whole area, the whole footprint of the tent is enclosed. So if you need a changing area, or you can even set a table up or something. Speaking of that, we've identified a couple things that we need to add. Number one is a table. You can see we're just using the tailgate, which is okay for small stuff, but we've got a lot of things on the ground and trying to eat breakfast this morning and all that. Table would be really nice. And then we've decided a couple other things we need to pick up. So it's definitely worth coming out here today, do a shakedown on this and just see what we have and what we need. But overall, I'd say it went pretty well. We are all packed up and headed home. It was definitely good to get out, test the new stuff that we've got and some of the other stuff we had, see how it all fits together. Definitely identified a few things we need to pick up, but we've got plenty of time before our longer trips this summer. I would definitely recommend to anybody that's planning trips to get out and do some short stuff like this and just make sure that you have what you need so that you don't get 100 miles away from home or more and you realize that you don't have what you need and it's too late to get it. That being said, make sure you smash that subscribe button and the little bell so you don't miss out on any of the adventures we're going on this summer.